Welcome to a new Daily Top Askreddit video. Today's topic.
If you could talk to one deceased person for 1 hour, who would it be? Definitely my father, who passed away early and who I never had a relationship with. I also choose this guy's father. Not a person, but my cat. If I could just hold her one more time and tell her I love her, tell her how special she was, how much she changed my life, how I wish I could have done better by her, and give her one last smooch on the forehead. It would mean a lot. This hit me right in the feels. My cat was rushed into surgery over Christmas and I've now been told they have serious kidney issues which have luckily subsided for now, but we're going back in a month for a blood test to see if things have improved or not. The vet told me this test will decide whether my cat has months or years to live, and the chance is high they will have only 2 to 4 years left at most. They are 4 currently. I've been crying every time she comes to me for a cuddle as I know they are limited, and it's really hitting home for me. Cherish each moment with them. It's such a strange and painful part of the relationship that we are there for the beginning and the end of their life. If anything, this gives you a big if clarity on the longevity and quality of her life. Lets you savor each moment just that much more. I wish all the best to you and your kitty. Give them an extra little forehead kiss for me, red heart. ARW, if you see her, could you ask her if she has seen my cat Missenfelt and tell her that we miss her every single day. I would wish for her to not be alone and maybe hang out with your kitty somewhere over the Rainbow Bridge. I still dream of her sometimes. Next time I see her, I'll ask her to keep an eye out for her. Red heart. You'll see them again, both you and Op. They're waiting patiently, just like they did when you weren't home. And when my kitties pass, I know they'll wait for me too. My dad, he passed away very unexpectedly 2 years ago. Life isn't worth much without him. Or, I'm so sorry, pleading face. Thank you, hun. My mother, same. She passed when I was 2, and I have so many questions. My grandfather, so he could see my 3D printer. He was a practical man and he would have been absolutely fascinated by it. I love this. My grandpa, he passed away 2 weeks ago and it's been really hard. So sorry for your loss. My dad, he passed away before he could meet my kids. I'd just like to introduce them. Me too. OMG. So hard to think about this fact. My dad would have adored my kids. He would also be very proud of the life I've built for myself. Would they stay deceased? I can't imagine having to sustain a conversation for a whole hour. However, I can, and have, happily babbled away to a corpse. I am scared and confused. I'm aroused and eager. If he existed, Jesus. I have questions. My mom, whom I never got to hug and tell her I loved her at her passing moments when she passed away due to cancer. Mom smiling face with tear heartbreak. My brother. My dad, he passed when I was 20. I want him to see how it turned out, meet my wife and kids. He would have been a great grandfather. I would love his advice too. He was always great at taking complicated issues, breaking them down into simple terms. My dad, but 1 hour ain't enough. My best friend, who passed 1.5 years ago. My God, I miss her. There are so many things I need to talk to her about, only 1 hour. I'm so sorry you lost them. I lost my best friend 3 years ago and I miss her every day. Epstein. Op said deceased. He'd plead the fifth for the full hour. My mother's mother. The more I think about our relationship and how did it have grown and how proud she'd be, the more I miss her. My dad. Probably my grandmother, who died when I was 2 years old. I'd want to know more about her, not just the stories I've heard. Kurt Cobain. Sick answer, love it. My son. Grandma. My maternal grandfather. My wife, she died on her 44th birthday. I'd like to let her know that all her animals had good long lives after she was gone, and that her nieces are doing really well. And that I miss her and think about her every day. Sorry for your loss. I lost my wife, died a couple years ago when she was 45. Thank you. Peace to you as well. My wife. Nikola Tesla. My dad. My mom. Waiting for the I choose this guy's dead wife also stuff. My baby son. Can I get a 1 hour visit with the dogs I've lost instead? It's heartbreaking how many of us would choose a parent we lost too soon. That longing for closure and one more conversation is so powerful, and the love for a pet is just as profound and real. They're absolutely family. I think this thread really shows how grief connects us all, whether it's for a person or a beloved animal. My brother, so I could ask him why he killed himself, catch him up on what's going on in my life and bullshit, joke around like we used to. Can it be a cat? I don't care that she won't be able to talk back. Yes, it can be a cat or any pet. I should have added this to my original question. My daddy. After hating him for the majority of my life, we finally reconnected, both of us having an epiphany. It was such a profound experience. We had 2 years together. Endless talks, much beer drinking, ridiculous amounts of laughter, and then he was gone. 25 years later, I still don't think I've recovered from the loss. I wasn't done. Loudly crying, heartbreak, heartbreak. My last boyfriend took his own life about 3 years ago. I'd thought I would spend my life with him, haven't been interested in a committed relationship since. My nana just to thank her and have proper goodbye. I just listened to her talk while holding her hand. Nelson Mandela, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, to understand what it would take to start a revolution for the people of the world today. OR, Sharon Christa McAuliffe, to understand what drove her to that NASA mission and why she chose to go. It used to be my dad who died when I was 10. That was so long ago that it's more out of curiosity than anything else. Like he feels more like a nice person from my childhood than someone I actively miss. Nowadays it's my mom who died when I was 25. So much has happened since then, and I often find myself missing her voice in my life, like for big things like when I got married or got pregnant, and small things like making fun of her on my birthday by telling her it's crazy she has a 26, 27, 28 etc-year-old child, and her smiling and saying it's been a pleasure to see me grow up. She's missing out on so much and I want to tell her everything. I don't know who I'd choose, but I know it wouldn't be someone I care about deeply. I couldn't stand the thought of what it would feel like to lose them a second time when my hour is up. The urge is so strong it's physically painful, but I've spent too much time and money in therapy to go through it again. So maybe Anthony Bourdain, just to let him see what his legacy has been. Honestly, my grandma, I'd want to tell her who I became, ask her how she stayed strong when life was hard, and hear her laugh one more time. I think an hour of that would change me more than talking to any famous person ever could. Curious to see who everyone else would choose thinking face. My sister. Crazy Mohan. He's an Indian comedian and dialogue writer. He's made a bunch of short films, I guess you could call them, and has written some amazing stuff for movies. He passed in 2019, and Mum and I still talk about his genuineness constantly. Norm MacDonald. Had a farm. E-I-E-I-O. I had to search this guy. I didn't realize he had passed. I remember him from Billy Madison. His voice was unique. Dude, if you like his voice, watch some of his stand-up. Phenomenal comedian. My adoptive guardian's mom, my Meemaw. She died before I found out I was adopted, and I wish I could have talked to her when I found out. My granddad. I miss him every day. My grandma. I miss her so much. I also choose this guy's dead wife. My dad. He passed in 2019. He'd be so proud of what his grandchildren and great-grandchildren have accomplished. Also, I could use a hug. Either of my parents. I miss them both so much. My nephew. My big brother who committed suicide back in 2020. My grandmother, and ask her if I'm doing everything in life right. I'd talk to my best friend. We had our differences, but we could always laugh together, big, howling belly laughs. I miss her. Jesus. Whoever invented money. I just want to ask why, and then watch them try to justify it. If you think people would not fight over things before money was invented, you've got another thing coming. My late partner, Rusty Red Heart. My son. My son. My mom as well. She died when I was 22, didn't get to see so many things. I'd love her to get to meet her grandson. She'd absolutely adore him. In fiction, Elena Ravenscroft, and in real life, Maggie Smith. It's a hard decision between my grandmother, who I miss, and either of my grandfathers who I never really got to know. Meeting them might put some pieces together about my family. My mom, she passed away 26 years ago after a long period of depression, and I am going through somewhat a similar situation right now. I'd give anything to be able to talk to her about what she's been through. I'd give anything to be able to sit down with my granddad and chat over a pizza and a couple beers again. My grandfather, baby chick, and tell him that no one respects my individuality and personality as much as you did. It is his words that keeps me sane. My dad. My longtime high school on-off again GF died of a drug overdose 10 years ago in our early 20s. I still think about her from time to time. It probably wouldn't do me any good in the end, but I would love to feel that high of talking to her that I would get again. My brother, Easy. My best mate I lost when I was 16. There would be so much to fill her in on. Used to be obsessed with Pokemon, so it would be interesting to fill her in on the additional 600 plus that have come out since her death and see her reaction. Most definitely my dad. I barely knew the man because he kept leaving my family for days on end. He was a good father though. He died when I was nearing 9 years old. I just wanna hear his voice again. My mom. I'd say my father, who was killed in a car accident when I was 16. I'm 58 now. I always wished I could speak to him as an adult, man to man. I just don't think I could handle minute 59 knowing it's going to happen again. My mom. Her birthday is coming up. She'd be 67. Gone way too soon. My grandpa loudly crying. Mummy. My mama. The love of my life who I found out died in February 2025. I said my grandmother at first, but I have to revise that and say my brother. My maternal grandfather. I was number 5 out of the 6 grandchildren they have, so I was just 15 when he passed away. Would love to catch him to the many life milestones of all the grandchildren and the fam and get more advice on fixing random stuff in the house. He was very handy around the house. Made a geyser by himself out of house scrap in the 80s. My daughter who passed away at 5 months old, due to SIDS. I would give anything to touch her, hold her, smell her, kiss her and snuggle her just one more time. I'm so sorry. As a mom of 2 little ones, I lost so much sleep because I had a deep fear of SIDS. Hugs! Exclamation mark.